Okay, our first show match, Aggie vs. GruGloG. C rank, best of 5 on various maps by various map makers from our Discord channel. Big shout out to Aggie and GruGloG for playing on alternative maps. Here we go. And we got Aggie. Top of the map. This looks like Blindside by the American map maker by the name of Minerals. GruGloG, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. At 6 o'clock, this is a 2-player map. It's maybe on a slightly older version. This map is featured in the new season of STPL. Like our Protoss Friends is going to expand and dance with his probe. Funny guys. I like this chat. If you're watching this, join our Discord and hop into the OpenCast invite channel where I am sharing my screen and you can co-cast. And if you have any tips, suggestions for me as an observer, as a streamer, please feel free to share your thoughts. I am looking to improve, especially before our tournament begins. We'll talk about it later on. Probe doing some scouting. Sees the hatch at the net. First Zealot, almost done. Second hatchery is down at the 3rd expansion, which does have a geyser. Here comes the first Zealot. Run away, drone. Alright, they're gonna get the hell out of there. And the probe and Zealot are going to follow. Targeting the Zealot. Those drones are somewhat weak. And that Zealot is out of here. Surviving probe, seeing what's going on in the main. Sees the extractor being built. Is it gonna die? And it's dead. Several Zerlings have been made. And they're gonna meet the Zealot. Bottom of the stairs, the Zealot is gonna get the hell out of there. Shout out to anybody who's watching. Please do feel free to drop into the voice channel of our Discord where I'm sharing my screen and you could co-cast with me if you like. We do have an open cast invite to community members for a regular show match series. Is the Zealot going to survive? Answer is no. Does not. Good drone count. We're at 20. Even supply. And we got a lair being made. Scouting probe. Going to collect some information. Fortunately, I don't think it made it very far. Lurker attack. Okay. 3 zealots wandering aimlessly. Alright, so that Corsair is going to do some scouting and figure out what's going on. Little defense for our Zerg friend. Lurker tech is almost done. I think by the time that Corsair does some scouting, we should have some lurkers spawning. "32 probes to 26 drones. Supply is not that different. I think Aggie is doing a pretty good job of macroing here. Corsair seeing what's going on. And there you have it. Must see the lurker eggs. Another hatchery down. And it's saying, you know, I've seen enough. I've seen this before. And it doesn't look good. I think we're going to see some gateways get dropped down. And this is the time that Protoss needs to get some units or die. I don't have a very sophisticated understanding of the game, but I think units are important. Here's an offensive attack by Protoss, who's going to make use of the wonderful staircases in the middle of the map. It looks like they're going to attack the second expansion. And they're going to back away. Round 1 of Aggie vs GruGloG on the map Blindside by Mapmaker Minerals from the United States. This map is featured in the new season of STPL. Lurkers on the move. Going to join 2 other lurkers that are camped in front of Protoss's name. One storm is going to take out 1 lurk. Protoss did finish the +1 upgrade attack. That's good. 35 drones to 45 probes. A little defense at Protoss's main. I think he's a little paranoid about a possible lurker drop. A little bit of a supply difference. Protoss ahead, which is usual. Observer is going to check out these lurkers. Wonder these two remaining lurkers are going to die off. Looks like it. And Protoss is going to bust out. Zerg is just rushing over, I think, to try to reinforce the containment, is my guess. And here the two races meet. Nice use of the staircases in the middle of the map. Beautifully made. Fire mapmaker minerals. More gateways being made by Protoss, and a second expansion is going to be up and running soon. Upgrades are +1 for Protoss. No upgrades for Zerg yet. The +1 should be attacking and finishing soon. Nice attack up the stairs here by Protoss. Going to block and advance. I think this expansion is going to be a little hard to break. There's some spores there to target the observers. A few lurkers being made. 2 lurkers are borrowed. Another sunk in the back. Protoss is sending reinforcements right now. Reinforcements have arrived. A lot of dragoons. Sort of a stalemate here. I think Protoss has made some pretty good trades. But it's not going to be good if he loses these dragoons. Reinforcements have arrived. Let's see if Zerg is going to be able to defend the second expansion here. Third expansion has been taken. No mining there yet. looks like Zerg is going to be able to hold on. +1 attack on the Hydralisk is done. Protoss does have +2 attack. Driving back the Dragoons, no reinforcements in sight. Alright, the constant pressure is on. Some Zerglings waiting in the back. I don't think Protoss is going to be able to do much here, but the trade-offs might not be that bad. Zerg hasn't even sent the Zerglings yet. I'm not sure if that's intentional or just to kind of fool Protoss into thinking there aren't that many units to defend. There they are. (1-1) on the Zerglings. Oh, those Zealots took a lot of damage from those storms. It's not looking very good for the second expansion of Zergs. Should be able to defend it though. And that third expansion is up and running. It's already got some defense, which is nice. Hive is done. Both players are doing a pretty good job of macroing. I think during those attacks, Protoss could have possibly taken a third expansion. Correct me if I'm wrong. Very little vision with these blockers here. It's designed by the map maker. Formidable force over here. It does attack Zerg's third expansion. I think it's going to be in trouble. Narrow passageway there. Not as wide as the other route for this expansion base. I like the positioning of the Sunkens. I think Zerg did maximize damage. And here come the Zerglings. Wonderful storm there. Same time, there's a little encounter at the bottom of the map. Protoss is going to clean that up. Zerglings do have 1-2 upgrades. Dragoons have 1 armor and 3 attack. Pretty good ups from both of them. And Protoss is going to try to grab a third expansion. Look at all the Zerglings amassing the bottom right of the map. A drop? Wow. See how this goes. a sneaky drop. Making sure it goes undetected. 2/2 upgrades on the Zerglings. And the Zerglings are doing what Zerglings do best. Taking out key infrastructure. Is that forge going to finish in time? Oh, it just did. I believe he lost a robotics bay, cybernetics core. Gonna lose another forge. Looks like the Templar's archive. If I'm not mistaken, that would be a worthwhile trade for a Zerg friend, although he did lose his 3rd expansion. Another one right now up and running. Middle right of the map. 2/1 upgrades in the Hydralis. Protoss has mined all the minerals. 2nd expansion. 1st expansion's minerals are almost all mined out. So we only have really 1 expansion here with enough minerals. Another one being made, which Zerg is aware of. Pretty cool game so far. Oh, we got some Utilus. You're gonna get the hell out of there. Wasn't awful. Killed a few Dragoons. Enough to distract Protoss to come and attack this expansion, but it has been mined out. Still, it'd probably be worthwhile to take out that Nexus so that Protoss wouldn't be able to mine any more gas. Mission accomplished. $38 drones to 43 probes. Both players have ample gas. I see a sizable army for Protoss, and I'm just wondering if Zerg is going to be able to stop an attack. Seems imminent. Two, 3 upgrades now. The Zerglings. Protoss has 2 armor and 3 attack upgrades. I love how they're both upgrading. So I'm curious to see where Protoss attacks, how it attacks, what Zerg does. Quick reaction to the small group of units that Zerg sent. This might buy Aggie some time. Apologize if I'm pronouncing the name incorrectly. I hope someone corrects me. Yeah, he's got a thing for these structures here. I'll take out a few pylons, simulator. I'm hoping these units aren't lost. They seem to have traded okay. Here we go, let's do this. Do 3 upgrades for Protoss. 3-1 on the lurkers. Let's see how this engagement goes. Not sure if Zerg is going to be able to stop this. Somewhat low on minerals right now. Protoss is only mining really from one base. So it may be a little bit closer than it appears. Supply difference isn't gigantic. I'd like to see the Guardians come back to defend this base. But maybe a little too far. No observer here, I don't think. So these lurkers are going to do a little bit of damage, but I think this hatchery is gone. Fortunately, Zerg does have this expansion up and going. And could make a lot of Zerglings pretty cost effective when they are upgraded. Took out the reverb. That was major. Looking like a really wonderful game. I'm enjoying this, especially the fact that it's on a relatively new map. I'm not a huge fan of these Zergling advances. The trade-offs aren't terrible, but I feel like Zerg could use however many units it has to sort of hold on here. Or try to discover this expansion here at least and attack that. The left expansion has been discovered, and it can be quickly taken out by a handful of Zerglings. So Protoss is going to send some reinforcements. I'm wondering if that one Corsair took out all the Guardians. So what do you guys think? Cool map? Relentless attacks in this expansion here. No observer. Good storm though. Look at that, 10 kills on this lurker. Both are basically mining 2 expansions. Almost the same number of workers. Good defense on the part of Zerg, just being extra careful. Though I wonder if too many resources are being invested into defensive structures, where Zerglings could be pretty effective given their upgrades. And you know how much it costs to build a colony, then a sunken. First you lost the drone. But I'm not nearly as good as these players, so what do I know? Looks like Protoss is going to get ready to attack one of these expansions. It looks like the middle one. Oh, these zealots are going to take some huge hits from these levels.
How's it going?
Hey, how are you, my friend?
Good. What game is this? 1 or 2?
This is game 1.
Pretty long game.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty good. I've been enjoying it a lot.
Hello, guys.
Hello. I think it's not looking too good for Zerg though, based on the supplies. And I think he's only mining off of the one base now because he lost all those drones.
You are right. So those were the only 2 expansions he had, and Protoss just had 2, and is adding a 3rd one here.
In fact, this game is pretty cool for Protoss. I think it should push up to win for Zerg.
Yeah, I
Big
agree.
shout out to Cast the News for joining us. It's a real honor to have both of you here.
I already joined half an hour ago, but I know my English is not good to cast, so I just be quiet.
I did see your message. I don't have your casting or observing skills, but I'm a big fan of your stream. If you ever have any tips for me, other than stop streaming and observing, I'm more than happy to.
Oh, right thing, I saw this map first time. What is this map?
This is called Blindside by Minerals, who you've spoken to, I believe. And he's one of the mappers who would actually pay to have his map featured in one of your wonderful leagues where you feature pro gamers. This map is in the new season of STPL.
I think I see this map in my Discord channel before.
Oh, look at that storm. You know, when you have 3/3 upgrades on your Zerglings, is it worth it making Sunkens? Or is it just better to be making Zerglings?
No, it's worth it because these Sunkens have such high HP, they're gonna soak up a lot of damage.
Oh, I see. So that's the logic.
Because look, a Zergling has got 35, whereas a Sunken has 400.
So yeah, it's not looking the best for Zerg. I think it was a little bit more even before.
I don't really know much about GruGloG. I've never seen him before.
Fellow C ranker. This is a C rank best of 5 show match.
Oh, okay.
On alternative maps from our map makers. Caster Muse, there's something I've been doing and I'm not sure if it's correct. I try to observe using the mini map. Is that how it's done? So you don't have your cursor in the screen?
But I'm not familiar with the replay cast. I'm familiar with live cast, so I can see the player side.
I see.
So I don't know.
I think I've seen ASL observers do that, but not
Sometimes.
to say.
Good evening, friends.
Minerals! The map maker is here.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
So we've had an awesome game on your map, and game 1 goes to GruGloG.
Easy.
We have Fuji, who's joined the cast session, Caster Muse, and now Minerals. This is a real honor. Thank you, gentlemen.
What a lineup. So that was game 1 of the series?
That is right. And if anyone is watching my screen share, what you see on the screen share in Discord is not the same as what you see on the stream on Twitch. Just so
Roger
that
that,
we're
rubber ducky.
cleared. There are no spoilers, hopefully. And game 2.
And what map is this?
Ooh, is this Blue Storm?
Is going to be on
Oh, what is
an
this?
alternative map from our map pool that
this
they
is-
picked.
This is Alex's map.
I believe it's Captured Silence,
Yes, Captured Silence.
which Fuji is familiar with.
So this map features a number of minerals. I think there's 5 lower minerals in the patch, or in the main base, in each main base. And those minerals all add up to 1,500. So the mineral count in the mains are the same, but early on, or whenever you fully saturate, you can really tap into the extra quick mining time. I was thinking about this map the other night actually, and it kind of reminds me of like a cooler version of Paranoid Android, you know, with the bridges but the mains are far apart, so it's actually kind of balanced, it seems.
This map was not made by Minera.
This map was made by Stylezerg.
He's
Yeah, we
a
see-
Mexican map maker.
Pretty quick scout from the Protoss. Are there gonna be any hidden proxies, maybe? Because usually you don't send that first probe out to scout because you want to keep it to build your forge or your gateway.
He probably did it to harass the natural going down, as we see here. Maybe he was feeling that his opponent might have been going for a 4-pool. Something sneaky.
Because he's not building anything back home.
Yeah, so now he knows. He has the scouting information and knows that his opponent's throwing a hatchery down so he can throw his Nexus down before his gateway or forge.
Yeah, I guess that's a good call there.
That's what the early scout was for, so now he knows that it's not a pool first. He can go an economic build.
How do we feel about a forge instead of a gateway?
It's safe.
I mean, it's safe.
Gateway's always riskier?
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like since he went Nexus first,
Gateway.
it's better to go gateway first if you're going to harass before your Nexus. Because I think at this point the pools, what's the percentage on the pool?
I think it was 12 pool.
No, like how complete is it? Yeah, it's
Oh.
almost done. So, yeah, I think a gate after the Nexus would not have been like ideal because he would have had the Zerglings to defend against that first zealot. Oh, sneaky! But he saw it.
Sneak the proxy hatchery.
Yeah.
Is he going to let it complete? Because he knows that there's no gateway there for zealots to instantly defend this. So
What
it
did
can put some really
build
annoying
there?
pressure on the Protoss in his main base.
Yeah, because it's even though you know that it's there, it's still difficult to
I mean,
stop.
what are you going to do when it starts pumping Zerglings out? Pull all your probes
Right.
and not mine minerals.
Right, and
You're
then
gonna do
he can build a drone and start making.
Yeah, you're going to need probes at the
Some-
front. It looks like we're going to see a lean.
But
run
that
by.
That cannon is actually pretty smart, though. I like that he dropped the pylon right away.
I think Aggie's known for doing this.
I'll say that the Protoss wall isn't the most efficient. With the force being on
It's
top.
such a big entrance, too, though.
It is a big entrance. Sometimes it's really hard to make an effective wall on the spot.
Oh, look at that. He's canceling and billing it. Oh.
Tra-la-la-la-la-la.
So that's a lot of minerals being invested in this hatchery, and I don't think he's just doing it for shits and giggles.
I mean, he's forcing the Zealot to be pulled back if he's going to go for his Zergling bust.
This is what I thought was the intention.
And he's running in, just going to dive on that cannon. Cannon's going to pop. Other cannon's going to pop. And now that hatchery in the main can finish. Even if he does defend these Zerglings, more are coming.
Yeah, and you got a good surround on that that Zealot, too. What a little cheesy build here, man.
That was nicely executed. Wow.
See, that's a cheesy build right there. That's not an all-in. That's straight up cheesy.
I like it,
I
though.
like it. Yeah, I really like it. It's funny.
Companion.
I'd be so pissed if it happened to me, though.
And that only really worked because of that one Zealot that went back to
Well,
attack the hatchery.
the wall wasn't very good either. So, but I mean, that's due to lack of map familiarity too. So, like, I'm sure they're not really familiar with the map, so they don't know how to properly wall on these new maps.
Are y'all watching the screen share on Discord or the stream just out of curiosity?
I'm watching the screen share.
Yeah, screen share.
Is the quality okay?
Yeah, it looks fine.
I think watching the screen share works good because we're talking about what you're seeing, what the stream's seeing, you know?
Yeah, and there's going to be a small delay from the stream to the screen share.
Okay, so
And
Game
is this
3.
Charmander?
It's tied 1-1. Let's see
What map is this?
how well you know the
Charmander?
maps. You know what? This was organized some weeks ago, and I'm not sure if it was when we had
Ooh.
a lot of maps or we had created our monthly map pool,
Yeah,
which doesn't change.
This must have been before. So this map is Charmander. It's a
Whose
map
map is
that I
this?
made, and it features double ramps going into the main base.
Really?
A little pocket, a pocket mineral expansion in the back. With a temple. So it's basically has a free mineral only like Andromeda, but it's more of a pocket, more back there. You can kind of harass, drop, proxy. With the double ramp going into the mains, you can wall it normally with two barracks or a barracks and two supply, or like a pylon and 2 or 3 zealots. You should be able to wall, but yeah, this is my map, Charmander.
It looks like it'd be a very beneficial map for Zerg.
Well, I guess we'll find out. It's going to be played in the STPL league. So, Fuji, you're from Seoul, right?
Yeah, and so is Caster Muse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, actually, just
So
saw that the
nice.
other day on your roster. But yeah, so this is one of the new STPL maps.
Oh.
We don't like the maps, by the way.
Yeah.
And
Because-
not to put a rain on your parade, we're considering dropping out because of the map pool.
Well, that would.
Could you
I don't know.
explain what the interests and concerns of clan organizers, leaders, and players are when it comes to maps? Like the importance of it.
It's just the thing is, a lot of these maps haven't gone through a lot of like debugging.
Oh,
And-
these have been debugged by
Oh, have
and
it?
okayed by Freaklean. Yeah,
Okay,
Freaklean has.
that's
he
like
didn't-
our
he
that's
didn't-
our
Freaklean
biggest
didn't.
concerns.
Freaklean didn't debug my maps. He showed me how to do it and made me do it all. I
Gotcha.
fucking spent a lot of time doing it. But yeah, no reavers will bug on ramps on my maps, 100%.
So the bigger concern is just being like fair competition on a map. So it's not just like it's a new map.
I will say that with the SCPL League, Freakling had to okay the maps, and
I don't know what.
Like to make sure that they were debugged. I spent probably 15 hours on Discord voice chat with Freakling, going over a lot of stuff, and we went over Gasami's maps, which had a lot of bugs in them, and he made them fix them all, and they should be really proper.
Okay.
So there are 3 maps by Minerals, I believe, and 3 maps by Gasami.
You can take it for my word, but Freakling was very involved with making sure the maps were okay to be played in the league.
Casamuse, were you gonna say something?
I don't know why Pix don't like standard maps. He always like specifying the blah blah blah.
Yeah. I mean,
the STPL game time is not good for Korean, so if he keep pick weird maps, I think it's first to Korean unjoined to STPL.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So the Koreans might have an advantage when it comes to playing on newer maps, and it's harder for foreigners to adapt to them.
No, I think the other way around.
Oh, I see.
And I think too many new maps in SPL now, so we don't have enough time to practice the maps.
I will say I'm not a fan of the 3-player map choice.
So there are 6 new maps. That may be a valid point. Just sort of gradually.
Right.
With what we did with our tournament, we have 3 well-known maps, and we try to introduce 2 newer ones that are as standard, simple, comfortable, whatever you want to call it.
I will say, like, you know, as a map maker, I understand that players want to play as standard as they can, so I try to incorporate that as much as I can into my maps. Like the chokes are the same size. I mean, like this map is weird because it has a double ramp, right? That's just me trying to be creative. But as far from that, like it could be compared to Circuit Breaker or Fighting Spirit with like natural and base sizes, kind of like the mineral count. I try to cover a lot of bases. And
yeah, so
I definitely understand that players really don't like new maps.
And I think they understand that map makers like yourself go out of their way and spend
countless
hours to work on. It's about balancing the interest there, which is the interesting part for me. You know, mappers are spending countless of hours putting together maps that they want to be played on. They don't want to force players to play on them. Yeah. And players also want to do their best on a map, so adapting to it and applying all the builds and strategies. So it's kind of a very interesting thing. How do you balance the two? And I mean, we have a little map contest we're doing, where I've asked some of the mappers, part of our Discord, to create a map that's very similar to Eclipse, Sylphid, and Polypoid, which are the 3 most popular maps according to BSL map votes, and they're also the maps that our tournament players had mentioned in their top 3. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what sort of maps are created. They might be a little boring, I think, for some mappers to make, right? Because it's like, you know, I don't want to make another Circuit Breaker, another Fighting Spirit, but
what if I can mix them all together?
Yeah, so you created a map where you incorporated elements from all of them, and I think that's cool. It's just something we're trying out. And
elements from all of them, but yes, it was really fucking boring.
But so, you know, the nice thing is they're played on so much, right? So that would be great.
So when you guys say that you have like a standard map, like what does that mean as a guy who doesn't know about map making?
That's a great question, and it's probably the most difficult thing to... Like, what makes Fighting Spirit, Circuit Breaker, Polypoid, Eclipse, Neil Silphid, like, what makes these maps so standard or popular or comfortable?
So what makes them like? Oh, and we see Zerg running in, going for the bus, taking down one of the pylons. One of the cannons go down. There's might be enough zealots to push this back, but Zerg's gonna be putting pressure on. No reinforcements coming in the way.
Quite a few Hydralisks, but good reaction. A few cannons being made.
Zealots are getting bruised up a bit.
Not looking the best for Zerg, but here come more Hydralisks.
Put on
Group
a little
of Overlords
pressure
there for the DTs, I'm guessing.
He put on a little pressure. He's killed 2 cannons that didn't get canceled, so he's definitely dipping into his economy. But I mean, Protoss ain't gonna be pushing out anytime soon. Doesn't look like.
Yeah, he keeps losing cannons that aren't built yet. That sucks. That one cannon that didn't go down though, it's been putting in some work.
Yeah, right. Got as many.
VIP. Sniping probes over. Oh, got Templars. His Templar Archives just finished. His upgrade definitely isn't done.
Oh, I was hoping he'd make Archons.
Oh, it is. Upgrade is done.
It's done. Take it back.
But that's a lot of. He's gonna need like the best storm ever.
Yeah, Zerg's not droning up anymore, so it looks like he's just trying to finish the game now.
So this is what makes PvZ so hard? Being able to defend against Hydralisks, or are mutas equally threatening to Protoss?
Obviously, if you don't scout correctly, it could be just as bad, because if he had defended his natural, like, expecting Hydras and it was mutas and he had none in his main, obviously that sucks.
Okay, so round 3 goes to Aggie on the map